Hey everybody, sorry we're late. Mike Recine here with another exciting episode of our show. With me as always is Mr. Matt Anderson.
Hey everybody.
And a special repeat guest, Mr. Ray Gootz is here today.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And
excited
as always,
to be having you on for an episode where it's a little more lighthearted nature.
Well, yeah, it's a little lighthearted.
well, no, there's pedophilia in this
I'll
somewhere.
darken it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll add, you know what? We don't need to tell these stories authentically. We'll add pedophilia to it. How about that?
These guys scam people. They can say they fuck
Hey,
kids.
what do you think Ronald McDonald's doing to those kids?
What do you think McDonald, the grimace?
Right.
Yeah.
He takes kids. He takes kids and stuffs them in his big purple ass.
The Hamburgler has like little sticky fingers.
Right.
Shoving his fingers up little kids' buttholes.
There you have it,
There's like
folks.
statues
They
all
have it,
over
folks.
of like Ronald McDonald, like his arm around a molester.
Dude, if you watch some of those commercials, I've watched like a marathon of them, and they're fucking creepy. Like, he's always with little kids, no
Ronald
parents.
McDonald?
What?
Ronald McDonald?
Yeah, they're in like this forest with the Fry Guys, and it's just him leading them to eat more fucking fast food.
There you have it, folks. All the McDonald's mascots are pedophiles.
Ariana Grande was in one of the
Dang, I
commercials.
can't believe people listen to this show. They're like, come on, where's the show? I need it.
Yeah, it comes late and they're like, oh, that is
This
not
is why I
Yeah.
what I was expecting.
Well, guys, every week we deliver to you a great story, and this story is no different. Today we're going to talk about betrayal. We're going to talk about scams. We're going to talk about intrigue. We're going to talk about love, and it all centers around McDonald's. This guy scammed the McDonald's Monopoly game
Yeah.
for years and got away with it.
Right.
So actually, I think we could start the episode by talking about because I think everybody played that McDonald's.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
McDonald's
My
game.
parents played it. Yeah.
And I guess I want to ask you guys what was your connection to that to the McDonald's Monopoly game? Because I never really played, but I did have my uncle would play, and my uncle was the kind of guy who we would go to my cousin's house, and my mom would be like, "Why do you guys have all these Burger King toys laying around?" And my cousin would be like, "Oh, my dad says they're going to be worth money someday."
Well, actually are. Some
Yeah.
McDonald's shit goes for top dollar.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's buying it?
Fucking
Nerds.
people who can't let their childhood go.
Yeah.
Some guy's like,
eBay.
1990 was the best year of my life.
Yeah, right.
I need to recreate it every fucking day. Yeah, man.
I'll tell you what, though. I guess we're '90s kids, but I would love. Well, you're an '80s kid.
I'm an 80s and
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
I'm an 80s. Yeah, boy.
But I would like to go
I'm
back.
a 2018 kid with a lot of cartoons I still watch. But anyway,
I want Munchums. Remember Munchums?
the little Munchkin dolls.
They were like the little snacks, like Keebler snacks.
Oh yeah.
It was like a cracker.
Yeah.
Not quite a cracker, not quite a chip.
They had really good cookies and candy in the 80s and 90s. They really did.
They
yeah.
did.
They didn't
Salt
give a
and
shit about
chocolate,
health. They
That's
were
where
like-
it's at.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
You know?
I haven't had an EL fudge in a while. Remember EL fudge?
Yeah.
Do they even make those anymore?
I don't think so.
Was that they were making it inside the tree or?
That's Keebler.
Okay.
Keebler elves.
Yes, Matt. They were making it inside the tree.
Yeah.
I
that
don't
was a
remember.
real tree that the company worked out of.
They weren't elves, they were Chinese kids making the cookies.
Tree of life, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm bored, I'll YouTube kids commercials from the 80s and 90s, and they're so fucking good. And then I'll be
Really?
like, oh, let's see what the commercials are like nowadays. And you put them on.
They're
and
shit, right?
They're shit.
Yeah.
They're shit. It's like, do you want these kids to buy stuff or not? It's like the new Black Panther action figure. Yeah, you can buy it if you want. Maybe save your money for college. You know?
And I think action figures were way better back then. And I
Yeah.
know it's like,
Cheaper.
oh well, yeah,
Yeah.
they were like $3.
Now it's like $25.
That's insane.
And for the cheap figures, and it's like I dread. Well, I mean, I have to have sex first, but I dread having a son because I'm gonna go broke just buying him the 4 Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Dude, Mike was saying earlier before you came over, Mike did a lot of stuffed animals and dolls growing up.
What, as a kid?
Yeah, I told you that in confidence, though.
Yeah.
I was
Fucking
big
big-
into stuff,
yeah,
but even
big
those
piece of
are
shit.
expensive.
But he was like, not like now. I like buses and trucks.
Well, he's ruining the story, but yeah, Matt's mumble mouth is making the show stop again. But anyway,
how dare you?
What I was saying was I wasn't really into like trucks as a kid, but I am now for some
Like
reason.
truck
Like
toys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, but trucks and
I like the Hess truck. I got that every year.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was big into the Hess truck.
The thing with the Hess truck is, doesn't it have to be different every year? Like, how many fucking vehicles are
Yeah,
there?
I know. They must be doing like retro ones. Like, hey, the 2008 is the same as the 1982 one. Or
They must
They
be,
have
yeah.
to be doing that stuff, and then they get jerk off.
Because it was
So
like a
82 was the
helicopter. Yeah, yeah. It was a helicopter. It was a jet ski. They all like transported like something
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
One just transported a shipping container full of dead hookers.
That was
The Hess truck's
that was
back
the
and it's full of
86.
dead hookers.
You buy the toy
It
and
comes
you don't
with
know how many dead hookers are.
Yeah, it comes with a McNulty action figure.
One
and
of-
he's,
one
and
of-
he's holding a
one-
handkerchief
there's-
over his nose.
There's special dead
The
hookers. in
smell of the
certain
rotting
trucks.
flesh.
One of
Yeah.
them's Jennifer Flowers.
But it's kind of funny because like the way the McDonald's thing worked was that it was a Monopoly game and you would collect the game pieces, right? And the way like it was hard to win because you would have to collect every part of the Monopoly board, like the 4 railroads or the Baltic and Mediterranean. But what they would do is they would make some game pieces super common and then some game pieces like super rare.
Yeah, like
So it
one
was
in
very
150
hard.
million.
Yeah.
I was reading the article. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they also had instant wins and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what
instant
basically
wins,
my
yep.
dad did. My dad did not collect any of the pieces. My mom would be like, collect it, starts forming the board. Fuck that. He would just get like the Egg McMuffin and then like wait a day or two and walk in and be like, give me the Egg McMuffin and act like he won. Like he won a car.
That's
He'd be
funny.
standing in front of the McDonald's and be like, I got a free Egg McMuffin. Ah.
It's a fun dad
And
bit.
if he got another piece, he would then walk back in. Now give me another one. I won it again. But he wouldn't do anything like, we probably, because I used to eat McDonald's like a lunatic.
Yeah.
We probably had enough pieces that we probably were $1 million winners, but he never did the board. He tried it once, like, this is too hard. I don't
Now,
know
where
what
do you
was
get the
hard.
board?
What?
Yeah. Where do you get the board?
They
In the
have a little
newspaper.
pamphlet they would hand out.
Well, they'd also put in the newspaper.
Oh, got it.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Like, I would do whatever it took to get more game pieces. I would order McNuggets. I would supersize my fucking meal. I wanted so many game pieces because I was obsessed with winning money.
And that's the thing too. I mean, it's kind of genius for these corporations to do stuff like that because you have to eat lunch every day. So
Yeah.
you're like, well, I'll just go to McDonald's again because maybe I can win $1 million.
Yeah.
So it's like it must be so hard to compete as like a small business.
yeah, because I love this Brazilian cafe. What are they going to give away? A night sleeping
Right.
with the girl at the counter? Actually, I might enter in that one. It's pretty hot. But.
Yeah, but somebody would scam you.
Somebody was scared.
She would only fuck
it's her
somebody
mom.
she knew.
Yeah, she only just jerks off her dad.
You have to watch it.
Hey, he's a winner. It's her father, and she's been jerking him off anyway since she was a kid.
Yeah.
There's
All
that pedophilia gun.
Hell yeah. But anyway, So like, I'm sure that whatever they have to give away in prizes is like a drop in the bucket for them for what they make.
But they make,
Right.
because
Yeah,
so
yeah,
many
yeah.
people are just like my dad. They probably got the free Coke or the free fries, and they cash in. They throw out the rest of the pieces.
yeah.
So my dad would spend, I don't know, like if he took out me and my friends $20-$30, and he's getting out of it 50 cents.
Yeah.
No. If he got a Coke, what is that, like 2 cents?
Yeah.
A pour? So
Right.
they made their money back.
I feel like Ray Kroc would be an interesting story about to do an episode on.
Who's
because
Ray Kroc?
He was the guy who kind of like made McDonald's like what it was.
Oh,
But
he's from the movie.
The Michael Keaton.
The Michael Keaton.
I
Yeah.
gotta see that
Okay.
movie.
Yeah.
Is it good?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
But I read a book like this. Some girl I was dating got me like a book about it was a book about the Hamburger by Josh Ozerski, who's dead now.
Those
He
you about to say the
fucking-
Hamburglar. There's a book with the Hamburglar.
The
He grew up being abused.
The E True Hollywood story. Yeah, his dad made him steal hot dogs, and he was like,
Now you're moving up to
Forward by
hamburgers.
Grimace.
well, no, his dad would just steal the buns, and he'd be like, "This is small time bullshit. Why aren't we stealing the whole hamburger, Dad? Like, shut the fuck up and do what you're told." And he always wanted to prove his dad wrong.
Yeah.
And on his dad's deathbed, he was like, I was wrong about you. You're a genius.
You're gonna be something. And then the Ronald comes in with the FBI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta work for us. Teach kids not to steal burgers.
Ronald McDonald's like, I see a lot of potential.
You could be a force for good.
Listen, is this what you want? Is this dude, you can make a
Over your
whole
shoulder.
Ray, we should write this
The
movie.
Hamburglar.
The whole story of the Hamburglar. Ronald McDonald's like, is this what you want?
Your ex-girlfriend Wendy has a restaurant on the up and up. And you're stealing burgers for 5 cents a pound.
The Hamburglers just coming to schools talking to kids.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I used to do crime. I used to steal hamburgers.
I was going 50 pounds of ground beef a week.
They got to get like George Clooney to play him, but he's still just in the
I am
costume.
more.
He never changes that costume.
Oh, God, let me tell you something, kids. I have more pickles and buns than I knew what to do with.
Illegal burger contraband.
I had a sugar bowl full of ketchup next to my bed. I had it made.
Don't get me started when it was
Don't-
McRib season.
Don't be like me.
I had barbecue sauce, a swimming pool full of it.
You know, it's so funny, like, because John Mulaney did a bit in his special about like assembly, like people coming to talk to you. And it's just so funny, like, yeah, having to listen to like criminals come to your school.
Oh, I remember,
in
yeah.
their fucking prison jumpsuits and being like, you know, this can happen to anybody. You know, anybody can hijack a truck and start selling child pornography out of it. All right, don't be like me.
Yeah, don't make easy money. Okay, great.
Yeah, and then like the correction officer's like, you know, the next guy we're going to talk to, he had everything going for him. He had his own trailer. He was a stockbroker, and like. Yeah, it's pretty.
Wait, I did
We're
it
just
once
like,
a school
what?
trip to the police station,
Yeah,
and they had a guy in a holding cell. And
yeah.
at the time
They
I
always
thought,
do. Yeah,
This is prison.
yeah.
And they made the guy talk to us and give us a lecture not to do what he did. I guess he got into a fight the night before.
Yeah.
But like, why would you trust this guy in a holding cell? Be like, hey, listen, I know that you got into a fist fight and we're waiting for your arrangement.
He was just there. Yeah.
We got some kids coming. Can you talk to them? What? No.
What a
They're
wild
always,
card.
They're always kind of happy to talk to kids, though.
Yeah, but I don't think this guy was like a criminal. I think
Yeah.
he just like got arrested the night before for some bullshit.
Yeah.
But they made him talk to us, and now I feel like really bad for the guy.
It's almost like they did it on purpose to like just scare the shit out of you, because they
Yeah.
did that when I was in like middle school. They brought us to the courthouse in Trenton, and Trenton's like a bad city.
Oh, yeah.
And they like, yeah, there'd always be just some guy in handcuffs be like, "Fuck you, you fucking pigs!" And it would just like scare the shit out of you.
Yeah.
But I think they probably did it. I don't know.
Right.
And it
All
never
that-
works because like half the kids I went to became drug dealers anyway, so it didn't really fucking work.
Right. And they're like, I'm going to do it differently than that guy.
I'm
not
gonna be
gonna-
smarter than you.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to be an idiot.
I'm
like
not
him.
going to get caught.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, the McDonald's Monopoly game. So, our story starts on August 3rd, 2001. A McDonald's film crew arrived at the beach house, at the beach town of Westerly, Rhode Island. And they knock on this guy's door, and he's $1 million winner. They start interviewing him. And he's like, oh, yeah, you know, I fell asleep on the beach and I woke up and there was a People magazine next to me and there was a winning game piece. And they kind of knew that. So
He's full of shit.
Yeah, that he was full of shit. This is based on an article in the Daily Beast that you guys should check out because it's very good.
Yeah.
But two of the people in the film crew were undercover agents in the FBI. The article says this was a mixed sting. Which I wonder if the agents on that case had to like refer to everything as a
Yeah.
Mick, you know?
Yeah, the actual like operation name
Sting.
is Operation Final Answer
Yeah.
in reference to the Regis Philbin.
Oh, because Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
yeah,
That
was
was, the last
very
promotion they did,
popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Special Agent Richard Dent was investigating this case, and what
Richard
happened
Dent,
was
that's Two-Face, right?
No, that's Harvey
Dent.
Dent.
Harvey. Okay. Sorry to.
What?
Sorry
Sorry
to
to what?
just stop you in the beginning of a sentence and be wrong at the same time.
That's okay. You bring a lot to the show.
That's thank you.
So anyway, this guy Richard Dent is investigating this case because in 2000 he got a phone call when an informant said that there was a guy named Uncle Jerry who was helping people scam the McDonald's Monopoly game. And so they start looking into it, which is funny. It's like, the funny thing about this is you look at the FBI and like what they do, and you would think it's like stopping crime, stopping terrorism, but it's helping fucking McDonald's.
But here's the thing. They got the call for that. The same time they get a call that there might be something going on with Osama bin Laden. And like, we got to go with the McDonald's lead. That's way more important.
Yeah. Diverting all this like precious resources right before 9/11.
Like, it's right at the same time, and this is what they're worried about. Like, like, who gives, like, honestly, like, I'm reading the story and I'm like, but who gives a shit if they stole the money from McDonald's? Like, who cares?
No, a McDonald's executive called the FBI. He was like, if you help me with this, I'll give you free McNuggets for life. I mean, 5 years. For
Fuck
5
that
years.
9/11.
Yeah.
I got to have my sweet and sour sauce.
Hey, pull all those cameras off Muhammad Atta. We got something else to do.
Yeah.
Felix always talks about the FBI, how they're kind of like, you know, like, and I would like to research this a little more, but the FBI is very good at like entrapping people to like, they're like, hey, want to buy this missile? And they're like, all right. They're like, I don't have the money, mister. And he's like, how about, come on, $20, you can buy a missile. And they're like, okay.
I would buy a missile for
like,
$20.
We're keeping terrorism off the streets. Yeah. Who wouldn't buy a missile? It's a missile.
Right.
Really, it's just to put in your house and impress, you know?
Or just
impress your Tinder dates.
You don't book me, I got a missile.
Right. It's just
I
Hey,
could press this
Emilio.
button and kill all of us.
Like that new club.
it's just the thing you show your dad when he comes over, so he's proud of you. You know,
missile.
Dad, I got a missile in my house. Anyway, so apparently an informant tells the FBI there's a guy named Uncle Jerry. He's helping people claim McDonald's prize money. So Special Agent Dent starts looking into it, and he finds out that the game pieces were produced by a Los Angeles company called Simon Marketing and printed by Dittler Brothers in Oakwood, Georgia, which is a firm trusted with printing U.S. mail stamps and lotto scratch-offs. And the person
it's legit.
Yeah.
You would think so.
Yeah. And the person, which you think about how much money they spend on like to
Making
like
these game
market, make the game
Yeah.
pieces, print them. It must be like millions of dollars.
Yeah.
But that just means more McNuggets and more
Well, that's how
milkshakes
much.
and
That's how much fucking food they're moving.
mm-hmm.
If that's how much money. If they're spending that much money for these dopey little game pieces.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to get counterfeit. Like that's so much like money that goes into protecting that.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah, and it was a dopey game that I never really thought of. And reading this, I'm like, I thought like two guys made the pieces, and they were just like,
yeah, exactly.
They put
That's
them in a
right.
bag and mixed it up, and like send them out.
It's so
Right.
small.
Yeah,
Right.
because I never really gave the game that much thought.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't like a fucking. I was reading some of these, like there were people that actually went and played the game seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, how empty is your life? You keep going McDonald's like, these game pieces are unfair. I demand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, people were even like sticking up McDonald's demanding the game pieces.
Yeah, it's like
how desperate are you?
Yeah,
with,
like,
that's
why don't you
your
just go to the
idea
bank?
to-
like if you're gonna hold up somebody for money,
right.
there's a bank across the street. Like,
Right.
just-
Or there's like a register of money.
And what if
There's
you,
like a
okay, so what if you
cash
hold the guy
register.
up and you get nothing but losing game pieces?
Yeah.
Then what are you gonna do? Like, you to jail for nothing. At least if you have money, I don't know. You fucking
You
I
just-
wonder if that.
at least you have money. You take pictures of it and post it on Facebook.
Yeah,
and be like, I just robbed this
I just
bank,
robbed this
y'all.
bank.
Like
doing
all
the
those
make
other
it
idiots.
rain bullshit
Yeah.
for fucking your four friends.
Yeah. So the
That is
person,
a fun period of time when like people were using social media and posting like they're like, I just robbed a bank. That was like 2001.
Yeah, there's a white guy with like a gold grill.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got the money.
They
in his
just have
mouth.
a pile of
Didn't
money
some-
on a bed.
The
so
rapper
funny.
that got shot a month ago, didn't the guy brag he shot him on Twitter or something?
Oh
stupid?
my god! Down
Oh,
in
really?
Florida,
I think so. Yeah, the guy, or he posted a video on Snapchat or something stupid. Like,
right? I
Jeez.
love. Yeah, we didn't know social media was going to be used for that back then, and that's so funny to me.
Yeah.
yeah,
They're like, we need stricter laws on Facebook. I'm entitled to my privacy.
Yeah,
That is just what? Go ahead.
I want to be able to brag about my murders to my friends.
Yeah. Yeah. It is just a weird world though now where it's like I feel like people 50 years ago didn't have to think about that, where it's like you do feel like you're being watched all the time.
yeah.
Every fucking thing you say is like out there.
Mhm.
Every
And
every
like
time you're
littlest
racist
things
in
can
a
be
text
brought up
message, yeah.
that you don't even think about, don't remember writing
Mhm.
or doing.
Somebody told me this. The Library of Congress archived all tweets up to like 2012. So
Well,
even
I
if-
wouldn't be surprised there's a database of everybody's Snapchats. Because I think Snapchats were originally, I think a lot of the, because teenagers started that.
Yeah.
I think people were sending nudes and dick pics to each other, like high school kids. And they probably have them on a database. So when
Yeah.
one of these fucking kids decides to run for president, and he's got a really good chance of changing the system, they're just going to dump all his Snapchats where he's sending out the word, the N word.
Yeah, he's got a small penis.
Where he's sending out his cock, where he's penetrating a girl that was like 5 years younger than him, and like just all that's what that there's.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all fucked.
We are going to see world leaders' dicks pretty soon,
Yeah.
in our lifetime.
I'd like to see Barack Obama's dick at some point.
Really?
I think if he
Come
had
on.
been a kid now, we might have seen his dick. But I think
Yeah.
Barack would have sent out dick pics.
First black president's
asked.
dick.
It's probably small because that's if you have a big
He's
dick,
half.
you don't right.
I think it's big.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Wait, maybe I'm just hoping it's big.
I think he does a lot of overcompensation with the way he just talks.
You hear that Keith Robinson bit where he's like, all my friends are like, oh, Obama's half white. He's like, yeah, you say that about the president, but no one ever says that about like the guy who steals your purse. So they're like, oh, the guy who robbed you was half white.
Hey, come on, he's halfway.
So this story pretty much centers around a guy named Jerry Jacobson. Now, Jerry Jacobson was in charge of
Uncle
sort
Jerry.
of overseeing. Yeah. So this is Uncle Jerry. So he was first in charge of overseeing the production of the game pieces for Dittler Brothers in Oakwood, Georgia. So he's a guy from Georgia. He's a guy who like wanted
Kinda
to be
failed.
kind of a failure. Yeah,
Yeah.
always dreamed of becoming a police officer. He's born in 1943 in Youngstown, Ohio. And he wanted to be a cop, but he had allergies. He was a cop in Florida for a little bit, but then he injured his wrist.
a loser.
So
Wrist.
He's just
He's jerking off
Yeah.
too hard.
This guy sounds like a real man's man.
yeah. This guy is just like he's who you would imagine would be in charge of something like this. He's kind of a nobody.
Yeah.
He's
But he likes
he's-
to be power hungry.
He's kind of fat.
Those are the best managers, the power hungry losers.
In
Really?
McDonald's.
Like if you own a business,
Uh-huh.
the best manager is someone who's very inadequate,
Right.
doesn't have much of a life, but likes power. 'Cause
Right.
You could just be like, I want you to enforce that all the waiters have to, fucking walk on their hands. And you'd be like, all right. And
Right.
they do
Yeah.
it. Like,
That's a guy who just take a bullet for like a $10.
for like, yeah,
in the
somebody walking
register.
on a bill that's a soda.
Yeah.
He'll fucking take the bullet. Yeah.
Because remember when you found out? I mean, you managed a comedy club for a little bit,
Yeah.
but when you found out like what actual managers make, they make less than the fucking wait staff.
Yeah.
they made like when I worked at this was like 10 years ago, but I worked at a barbecue restaurant in like Flatiron, and the managers made like $100 a shift or something like that.
What?
It's yeah,
That's garbage.
and that was for BR guests.
Really?
Yeah.
And you have to be, and BR guests, I'm sure, is way harder on managers than comedy clubs are.
Probably
Yeah.
have to deal with the mountain of shit. That's
You do
not
have to deal with the mountainous shit. And
enough
it's
money.
just, at a certain point, you're like, this isn't fucking, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you don't want to pay for your fucking burger? Good. Just get the fuck out. I'm going to
Yeah,
go back
yeah,
and play
yeah.
my Game Boy.
Yeah,
Like,
they were always like sad guys named Eric who were like balding. a
Yeah,
little
well,
too
that
early.
was a man. There was a manager in Carolina named Eric who's bald.
Really.
Yeah. Here's the deal.
And Andrew's a big manager name too.
Yes.
right.
Yeah, well, there's another guy from Carolina. But
Yeah,
here's the deal. Like,
that's the owner though.
yeah, but he's got a retarded manager's mentality.
Really?
Here's the thing. Fucking a manager, the best managers, the people that want to be managers, are basically people that don't care about money. They just want power, and they can't become, a congressman or a senator because they're too fucking dumb. All those people are pretty fucking dumb too.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, you know what? I'll be in charge of this beefsteaks Charlie,
Right.
and they treat it like they're in charge of the fucking 115th precinct. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that power trip of like looking over terrible restaurant resumes.
I'll never forget one of the
Yeah,
managers said one night, and I was like, whatever, it'll be fine. We're at DEFCON 4 here.
Oh shit!
And I'm like,
At
if
Caroline's?
everything goes wrong, what's gonna happen?
At Caroline's?
Yeah.
Who, Brad?
No, Kenny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're DEFCON 4. What are you talking? DEFCON 4. We just gotta seat customers in chairs,
Yeah.
and they're gonna watch Marlon Wayne's, tell hacky
Hey, so
jokes.
listen, speaking of that,
Yeah.
speaking of this guy is basically like that guy that you brought up.
Yeah, he basically is.
Kind of a,
Same
yeah.
thing.
Can we
Same
talk
thing.
about that or?
Let's not tell. No.
All right.
Let's not go into why, but.
All right.
Yeah,
Listen
you're
we'll talk about it on Patreon.
Yeah, or that would be a really good episode, but we'd lose all our friends in comedy.
All right, fine.
We lose. You would have a great episode.
Yeah.
But literally, like, Deb would probably vanish. Everybody would have to vanish after I told that whole story.
All right.
Yeah.
So Jacobson's working for Dittler Brothers, I think, right? So and they said he was very meticulous in making sure that there wasn't any corruption or foul play. It said he inspected workers' shoes to check they weren't stealing McDonald's game pieces. One colleague said that one guy who was a truck driver transported game pieces. He said, I couldn't even go to the bathroom without someone going with me.
He'd follow women into the bathroom.
By the way, here's a tip.
He had a camera. He had a camera in the ladies' room. He's like,
job,
no, it's for it's to make sure they don't steal Baltic Avenue.
Yeah, but it's in the toilet facing up.
Yeah.
By the way, this is a real quick tip, and this is for listeners. If at your job, if there's someone who's obsessed, thinking that everybody else is stealing or being or lying, that person is laundering millions of dollars from your company. Right? You need to fucking break into their emails. If some guy keeps accusing you of stealing pencils, that guy is fucking embezzling like millions of dollars from your shitty office job.
Really?
I'll tell you that. Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I stole from Ruby Tuesday constantly because I hated that job so much.
Fuck them.
I worked at first of all, fuck them.
So what'd you steal?
They would just keep their liquor cabinet like unlocked.
What?
And it was in the room where employees could like get changed and stuff. And I would just go in and put bottles of whiskey and vodka in my backpack.
Can I tell you a great story about Caroline's?
Yeah.
I'll tell you know. They used to keep the liquor out overnight. And there was this host, and there would be shifts on the weekends where a host would be there from 10 to 6, and the host would be by themselves in the building from like 10 to at least the manager. Those kids staff comes in around 2 or 3. So they finally caught this. What this guy was, this guy was running down the stairs and going behind the bar and just chugging bottles on Sunday mornings because he would always take the Sunday shift. This one guy, and he was just chugging bottles left and right. Finally, they had to fire him, and then they started locking away the liquor.
Jesus Christ, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
you know, there is something to be said though, and I know that like I'm sure if you run a business, like people are always going to try to steal from you and get stuff over on you. But if you are paying your employees like a decent way,
if you pay employees decently, you treat them like human beings. They're not going to steal. The moment you start treating everybody like a tub of shit, the moment you walk out of that building, everyone's stealing from you. Right. If you like curse out your waiters, your managers, and your fucking kitchen staff, and then you leave, if you don't think for a second everyone's about to go rob you blind, you're a fucking idiot.
And it's like I know who you're talking about. You're talking about the guy at Caroline's, who's one of the owners. Yeah, but that guy was such a fucking cocksucker to everybody.
Everybody.
And it's like he thinks he's being like a tough businessman, but it's like you're
driving everyone away.
They're taking chairs out of your showroom and not even selling them, just throwing them into the fucking street.
People would go in with like, I'm gonna work and I'm gonna have a good time. David Tell's here, whoever the fuck's here. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna go home. It's gonna be great. Yeah. He would start in on his bullshit, and those people would start drinking. They would just start pouring drinks down their throat, like fuck this guy. Yeah. Like you, if you're gonna treat if I ever had a business,
because a guy like that, he's never happy, right? So he's not even gonna notice when you do a good job. He's just gonna give you shit.
Yeah. He once said to me,
stupid fuck.
He once said to me, "Don't tell people they're doing a good job because then they'll stop doing a good job." And I'm like, what?
That's the most retarded thing.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
If you own a business, you treat people like shit. You better just never leave that business.
Yeah, he made everybody worse.
Sit at the bar.
Right.
After you curse everybody out, just sit there and watch everybody.
Just watch everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drives everybody to be an alcoholic at work.
Well, yeah, because it's like this guy literally treating me like garbage. What do I give a fuck if
Exactly. So Jacobson said, it was my responsibility to keep the integrity of the game and get those winners to the public. So you're right. It's like, he's the guy who's like, let me see your shoes, let me see your what's in your pockets, and he's the one stealing the game pieces. Right. Now, I guess like what I want to ask you is, do you think this is kind of like a victimless crime because they were making? Yeah,
I think there is a victim to the crime, and it's children.
McDonald and the Hamburgler.
Children are the victim. Mike said earlier, like he said, he didn't really find the McDonald's game like captivating at all because his fucking folks like ingrained in him that like nobody wins those games.
Well,
Mike.
that's like I just think from a young age I was always very, very skeptical of.
I think
all
I
those-
figured from a young age they were doing something like this.
They were doing something, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was always very skeptical of those sweepstakes and those like
Yeah,
those Nickelodeon,
Nickelodeon.
those toy runs, right? Where you see the kid like run through Toys R Us and just put stuff in a car, taking bikes and stuff.
Or
man, I wanted,
McMahon
yeah,
being Publishers Clearinghouse.
right. Yeah.
See, that's just some rich kids.
It's always some stupid poor person getting some check, some toothless some toothless old woman with like a $25 million check, but they're doing something else and they're trying to make money off you. And I think I had that for a little bit, and my parents were like, "Go sit down and work, do your chores," Yeah,
my parents would play the lotto. My dad played the lotto up until he died, and my mom would play the lotto, but they didn't do anything else. They thought everything else was bullshit. They believed in the city government, which was probably the stupidest thing they could have done. But they believed in the lotto, and that was it. But my dad, to his credit, though, my dad would win a few bucks off the lotto.
Well, yeah, they have to do it publicly, so there's like less fucking around with that.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, I picked those numbers.
yeah.
I saw it happen live on TV.
Yeah, and those machines, when when you win, he would see, I won, and they would hand them cash.
Yeah.
At the deli, I saw it a year or two ago with him. But yeah, I just always figured that McDonald's things was a scam. I figured
I was always turned off by stuff like that from a young age. I'm like, nobody really
I'm
wins.
not doing work.
It's something, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be one thing if I go to McDonald's and I'm getting the Mario toy, and the Mario toy has a little thing I can scratch off, and if it says I won a Nintendo or whatever, I'll take it. But I'm not gonna buy 15 Mario toys, match them up on a board, fucking play a game of Dungeons and Dragons,
Become
play
obsessed
15
with
levels of Fortnite. Yeah, I'm not doing.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I mean, I think you learn this kind of early in life is that like there's really no such, or you should learn it early in life. There's no such thing as fast money.
No, there isn't.
And I tried it with fucking, and I even this year I tried it with fucking Bitcoin and the stock market and all this stuff, and I got my ass kicked. But
Yeah,
I deserved to.
People keep telling me to invest in stock market, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'd rather invest in real estate because that's
that's
there's
your
more-
wheelhouse too.
what.
Yeah, that's your wheelhouse. You know where you're buying.
People are always going to need to live somewhere.
Well, the thing with real estate too, it's like there's still, when you invest in real estate, there's still labor involved, right? So you have this piece of property, and you're still working to maintain it and to
rent it
and to rent it out, and there's still work involved. Whereas with the stock market, it's like, okay, yeah, maybe you made a couple $1,000s today,
but then the head of Apple could have exposed himself to 15 women, and then you're out of $200,000.
Yeah.
Well, that's when you buy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And hopefully there's not another housing crisis like 2008. That would be a fucking bummer.
I think there
Well, I
will
didn't
be.
invest in
I mean,
anything
you
yet,
can buy
so-
fucking houses.
Maybe I'll just
Yeah.
We
invest in
should
Happy
wait for
Meal
the
toys.
crash and then invest.
I am going to start selling off my stocks pretty soon. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll invest in Happy Meal toys, sell it to these Monopoly people.
Yeah.
I
Like
like how
to be in their wrapper though.
No, because it was so hard. I mean, I think if you had in the wrapper, it goes for like thousands.
Yeah.
Depends on the year.
I just can't imagine somebody paying thousands of dollars for like a Pocahontas toy.
I had somebody pay me $400 for a PlayStation 1 game that I got for $5.
nice.
It's just weird how people are willing to.
How much money?
$300.
Wow.
well, certain stuff
And it's
is
a horrible game.
really more expensive. Like if you want Zelda on N64, that cartridge still costs like $80 or whatever the fuck.
But
it
$80
does.
for Zelda, I get. But
Right.
like, I mean, there's a Nintendo game called Little Samson that goes for almost $1,000, and I played it on the emulator. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you spend $1,000 on this fucking game?
Right.
There's a million other. I'm like, go buy a 40.
And you can just get the
download
game,
it.
right? Download it, right?
Yeah,
But they
download it
want
off
the
of
disc, they
ROM
want the
site.
cartridge, they want the memory. Yeah.
Like
They want to feel those
I want to
memories.
feel
of-
Little Samson in my hands. Pedophiles. There you go. Pedophiles buy Little
yeah.
Samson.
Hell yeah. Yeah, let's take it back to Uncle Jerry.
So Uncle Jerry is so he's a guy, he's working for, so he was poached by Simon Marketing. So he's working for Dittler Brothers, and now he's poached by Simon Marketing, who was sort of in charge of, who McDonald's sort of contracted to print the game pieces. Now it says here, the 1980s was America's decade of greed, and it was Jacobson's job to create instant millionaires. Playing God was intoxicating, as was holding a stranger's fate in the palm of his hands. Female employees among the 30 staff he controlled complained that he criticized how they dressed, and he often wrote up workers for mistakes. So this is a guy who's like just pretty,
this guy,
loves the power, loves being like. Remember that old sexual harassment PSA from like the early 90s? He's like, "We're talking about your body here," and she's like, "No, we're talking about sexual harassment, and I don't have to take it." Yeah,
you need to re-air that.
They should. Yeah. And send it to fucking UCB. Make everybody at UCB watch it. Those fucking
that's like
beta scumbags.
And then they'll just
their introduction video.
Accuse everybody of rape. We did an investigation. You raped 7 women. What was your investigation? We read some tweets.
Yeah. So this was the guy who was entrusted with creating a theft-proof system for one of America's largest corporations. He said it was a thrill to protect the monopoly promotion and only a natural part of his job to consider the system's fallibilities. But soon the temptation became irresistible. So what this guy starts doing is he starts stealing the winning game pieces. And because he was connected to it, he would find people to cash it in for him, and then they would give him a cut. Yeah. So his butcher in Atlanta was the first guy. No,
first of all,
actually,
why would you trust your butcher? I mean, I've known a lot of butchers.
Yeah.
I trust them with murdering an animal, and that's about it.
Right.
Sometimes Uncle Jerry would demand cash up front, requiring winners to mortgage their homes to come up with the money. So this guy was like making a small percentage off of each game piece he stole and gave out.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it was all his, like the secret to his success was that his people he chose was random, you know?
Right.
But that could back. I mean, I don't even want to book it random anymore with worrying that people, and I'm not even doing anything illegal.
Right.
Well, not really random, but they were people who were like not connected to him.
Yeah.
So
well, that makes sense. Yeah.
So it's like, so his butcher in Atlanta. So he's like, but actually, because the butcher knew him, he was like, well, I'll just find a distant cousin to claim the prize. So he gave Jacobson $2,000 for the stolen ticket. Now, it's funny because Jacobson's doing all this stuff, and he's also doing what a lot of criminals do, which is giving back to the community.
Oh, yeah. This is the best part of the article.
Yeah. So on November 12th, 1995, a donation clerk at the St. Jude's Children's Hospital in Tennessee ripped open the morning's mail and discovered a brightly colored card. At first, she assumed it was junk mail until she noticed the tiny Monopoly game piece inside. McDonald's officials descended on the hospital and examined the game piece under a jeweler's eyepiece. Ronald McDonald himself attended a press conference. Ronald McDonald's like in bed, like, hey, we got $1 million donation to St. Jude's. He's like, oh, God damn it. All right, I'll be there. Don't I got a fucking day off?
I like that they wrote himself, so that's kind of implying that the real Ronald McDonald, not
yeah,
actors.
Right.
The real guy went down there. Like,
hell yeah.
Descended from McDonald's land.
These fucking cancer kids don't appreciate anything. I go there twice a month.
They're gonna be dead anyway. Do they really need the money?
I don't even get a thank you. Fucking goddamn it! All right, he's just like he never takes the clown makeup off.
I know he does.
He's like, hey, you need a car? Let me call you a taxi to get out of my hotel room. He's got 2 hookers in there. Come on, I gotta go. Ronnie's got to work. The New York Times could not uncover the identity of the donor.
Well, the New York Times can't uncover a lot of shit, but they did have 3 people investigating if Louis C.K. likes to jerk off. But you know, they can't investigate. You can't uncover anything else.
Dude, a little side note: that paper kind of sucks.
Oh, it does.
Like if you like journalism, I listen to their podcast sometimes with Michael Barbaro.
Yeah,
and they're so goofy. Like they're so, I don't know. They're almost like they're like rich kids with no common sense.
I think they're rich kids who they could think like, I work at the Times. And that's all they need to say.
Yeah,
but they get like a defense.
Yeah,
I work for the Times. You literally reported Santa Claus was real last week. Yeah, well, I work for the Times.
Yeah.
Right. There's such a lack of like. It's like they think they're being objective, and that's why they interview Nazis and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember they did that profile piece on a Nazi. Yeah. And it's just it's really the worst paper. What do you think of them hiring that Asian broad?
I don't really care.
I mean, I don't care either.
She hates
but
Whitey. Who doesn't hate Whitey?
I know, but
that's the world we're
living in. But she did some other weird shit, like some chick in China was married to a white guy, and she didn't want that revealed because in China, if you're married to a white guy, I don't know. I guess you get punched in the. I don't know. Like weird shit happens to you. It's a different culture, and plus the government's. And
I hope there's people out there who exclusively
kick
get
you
their
in the-
news from the sit down.
yeah, and she went and just
I hope so,
revealed it
too.
and said it's not a big deal in China because I'm from Korea, which is like Mike being like, hey, listen, it's not a big deal in Iran to expose a woman because I'm from Brooklyn. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
and she did some other weird thing about a rape victim. So she, I don't know. But,
Yeah, I mean,
gotta look
I don't
up
know.
this Asian broad.
Sometimes I just feel like they gotta.
This Asian, I forget her name. They just call her the Asian broad.
I have something that I want to say, but I'm not going to say it.
Well,
'cause
I just called this
I'm
bitch the
waiting-
Asian broad. I know I called her a bitch. So
Yeah.
I'm sure someone's gonna get upset about.
Well, we
this.
here at the sit down do not reflect Ray Gootz's horrible views
This
about
fucking
Asian
cunt,
women.
Asian twat, bitch, slut, whore. I don't know. I'm sure she's a nice woman.
Yeah. So here's what happened. So back in Atlanta, Jacobson's butcher was ready for another win. So he's like, listen, I'm going to travel with my sister to Maryland where she's going to find the lucky game piece. So Jacobson gave the butcher the stolen game piece. It's worth $200,000. He asked for $45,000 of the winnings. He says, I figured I could trust him because he paid me the first time. But what happened was the butcher double-crossed him in Maryland
course,
and claimed
he's
the
the
prize
butcher.
himself. Yeah. And then, so that's kind of like brilliant because then this butcher's like, well, fuck, I'm just going to keep all the money.
Yeah.
What's this guy going to do?
What's
Go to
he-
the
yeah, what's he-
cops?
He's gonna get
It's
mad
like-
at you.
He's
Yeah.
not gonna. I'll tell you what. He's gonna take his business elsewhere. He's gonna go. Gonna go to the
Right.
butcher across
He's
the
going to
street.
find someone who appreciates him stealing the game
Yeah,
pieces.
no more Dodge
while he's,
Vipers
while
for
he's
you.
sniffing women's shoes to see if the game pieces are in there.
Yeah.
He's got to sniff. He has to sniff every woman's foot.
Enough of this guy.
on the
Go
way
to
out.
that Asian bitch's butcher.
This comic, Adam Sokol, worked at Best Buy, and he said that this guy tried to steal a laptop, and he put the laptop in a fucking pizza box before he left work.
It's only one on display laptops.
I don't know. He just, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. And
he just put it in a pizza
they
box and
got
tried to
him.
get out. Yeah, which is, I guess, I mean, nice try. I don't know.
Did he get caught because his boss wanted a
He's
slice
like, "Oh,
of
can I
pizza?
get a slice?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, dude. I see it looks like you're holding a full. It looks heavy enough.
Yeah. I guess that's the thing, though. I mean, loss prevention in a business is like, even if your employees are being paid fairly, you're still going to get bored. You're going to get sick of the job. You're going to be like, you know?
Yeah.
Professional.
Well, I think
arc.
like yeah, you do get at the certain point. You're like, yeah, just take it.
Yeah.
Like,
certain
Yeah.
stuff. You got to be
Certain-
respectful, I feel.
I mean, if someone's stealing like the last Hanson CD,
Right.
I mean, clearly they need it more than you.
Right. But I feel like this. I've had employers that I've wanted to steal from and employers that I didn't want to steal from.
Exactly.
And
It's
the
how they
ones that I don't want to steal from, I steal slightly less from them.
That's beautiful, Mike.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I mean, this almost plays out like a scene in a movie where it's like Jacobson is watching this butcher on TV, being like, "I won $200,000," and he's not even like returning the guy's calls or whatever. I mean, this is why the mafia kills people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that guy
should get a whack.
That guy should get whacked.
butcher should have got
Right.
butchered.
Right.
If you listen to this, you're
Yeah.
lucky you're alive, you faggot.
Well, he's not.
Hold it.
Well, he's not. Jacobson isn't hooked up with the mob yet. He hasn't
But
met.
that mob thing kind of just comes and goes. So I'm spoiling it.
no, it's fine.
Yeah.
He
The
meets,
mob is like kind of does a hey, how's it going? And
Yeah.
keeps moving on with their life.
Yeah. Well, he meets Columbo. Where
By
did
the way,
he meet
did you
him,
watch the
Mike?
commercial where they have the mob guy in it?
No.
In the article, they have the commercial where the mob guy.
Yeah, he
'cause
wins
the mob
the-
guy
he
won,
wins the
so they asked him
Viper.
to be in the commercial, and he looks like
Really?
such a mob guy. It looks like such a criminal.
Gold chain.
Really?
He literally should be dressed like the Hamburgler.
Yeah.
If you go to the article in Daily Beast, when they get to the mob guy winning,
Mm-hmm.
they embed their commercial in it. You have to see it. It is so. He's like literally dressed like he's on the set of Goodfellas. I won me a new car. I think
That's
he's like got a
great.
guy tied up behind him.
Gennaro. I can't find Gennaro Colombo, but anyway, so
It's in the article itself.
okay.
The link. Maybe you want me to pull it up?
Yeah, sure.
People everywhere are winning big.
Oh, I think
Playing
that's
the
it.
Monopoly game at McDonald's. Barbara Gray won a Sea-Doo jet boat. Mary Wallingsford won a $2,000 Citibank shopping spree. Kyle McKinnon won a Sega Saturn with a Daytona USA
Okay, that
game.
shit sucks.
Jerry Colombo won
There
a
he
Dodge
is.
Viper.
That was
and
the
there
guy.
are two $1 million
Wait, rewind that.
winning big. Playing the Monopoly game at McDonald's. Barbara
fine.
Gray won a Sea-Doo jet boat.
Wait,
That's
show
so
it.
Mary
funny.
I'd like to see this.
Wallingsford won a $2,000 Citibank shopping spree.
God damn it, Matt.
Kyle McKinnon won a Sega Saturn with a Daytona USA game.
This is a weird
Jerry
clip.
Colombo
There
won a
we go.
Dodge Viper.
Oh, you missed him again.
All right,
He looks
anyway.
so muffled.
He does look very.
Can you put a link on the episode description
Sure,
to
yeah.
see that?
You got to see that commercial.
Yeah, we'll link.
It's after
we'll
the
link
kid
you
who
to
won
the
the Sega
article.
Saturn. By the way, worst prize ever. Why don't they just give that fucking kid a virtual
A
boy?
Sega Saturn?
Yeah.
It's not a good
One of
system.
the worst systems.
Oh, the
Horrible.
worst. It
Really?
died. It died like a
so
year
fast.
after it
was
came
supposed
out.
to be. It was supposed to be like this battle Saturn PlayStation.
Yeah.
PlayStation raped its corpse. Like,
That that was pre Dreamcast, right?
yeah, Dreamcast is better.
Dreamcast was
better.
cool.
but it was too little, too late. Saturn
Yeah.
killed Sega, and that fucking kid won one. The kid won. He could play all four
Sony
games.
killed
on it.
Sega.
What?
Sony killed. Oh, the Saturn killed Sega.
Oh no, the Saturn killed Sega. Yeah, because it was
Yeah.
so stupid, lame compared
But the
to the PlayStation.
Dreamcast was a little better than the PlayStation 1, right?
Yeah, the
Wasn't it?
Dreamcast was like between PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 in terms of power. It
Yeah.
had a lot of good games, but it was too little, too late.
Yeah.
It
What
like-
was on Sega Saturn?
They didn't even have a
Just nothing.
Sonic
Yeah,
game.
who the
that
fuck
was
knows?
like,
Who
how
the
do you not
fuck
have a
knows?
Sonic game on a? They'd had like Virtual Fighter 2.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of something that people were Panzer Dragon.
Yeah.
Nothing. See,
Nothing
nothing
memorable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Bummer.
So back to this commercial. This guy, he didn't take the car. He took the money because he was too fat to drive
No
a Dodge
way.
Viper.
Really?
Yeah, the quote was like, his wife was like, he was a big guy. A Viper? No.
That is so fucking funny that they're like, everybody wins, and it's a guy from the Colombo family.
And he looks
nothing corrupt here, folks. There's just a
know that he's
capo.
in the mob, like it looks so obvious that this guy's in the mob. Like, how did they not pick up on this?
Yeah, just a capo from the Colombo family. So let's talk about Jacobson's relationship. By the way, I didn't start my timer.
I've got it. We're about like 45 minutes in.
Okay, cool. So Jacobson, his relationship with Jerry Colombo was by chance. He met the guy at an airport.
And they just
So-
started talking scams.
They just started talking scams.
like they were in fucking prison. Like you're at an airport. Like
Yeah, how do you know? I'd be so afraid that all these random
Jerry
people
Colombo
come
sits
up-
down. He's like, "See that sandwich? It's $13. You know what I do? I bring one from home, baby. Costs me $2.50." He's like,
But how do you,
"Yeah,
like, just
I
randomly-
steal McDonald's game pieces and give them to people."
How do you randomly just talk straight about your scam? Like, wouldn't you be
Yeah.
afraid like somebody's an informant?
yeah, like Bill Clinton goes to the airport and he's like, I have sex with children in a pizza basement.
And then
Like, dude,
Steven Spielberg's like, "Me too." That's how they became friends.
like Hillary Clinton's like, there's this pizzeria in Washington.
Yeah.
We have a sex dungeon.
Oh my god, we should do a whole episode about the Clintons.
I want to do
True
you done
criminals.
a Pizzagate episode.
No,
We got to
do
do
it?
that.
Okay.
It's so ridiculous.
You know what's funny is like Deb's like Staten Island family will like just post, like a lot of dumb shit like pro Trump and
Okay.
But when they like post stuff about the Clintons, you can't help but be like, "Yup, you're right. They're a fucking corrupt scumbag family
Yeah.
who cover up rapes."
Yeah.
But who doesn't cover up rapes? I mean,
I'm gonna grab this cord.
really. He's like,
Not me, Ray.
not me. I don't.
I'm an
do it
upstanding member of the community.
either. But they're all pro Trump. That doesn't surprise me.
Oh yeah.
Aren't you glad it
Yeah.
was a pizza restaurant and it wasn't like a full-on Italian restaurant?
What, the Pizzagate?
Yeah, that we have to deal with this stigma.
By the
You
way,
know what
it's
I
open
did?
to the public. Why don't these guys, why doesn't Alex Jones just go in there? Aha!
Yeah.
And like storm into the basement. What? He
Yeah.
gets arrested. Who cares?
You get
should
someone
turn the-
else to do it for you.
Yeah. They should turn the basement into a museum.
It'd be, you know what I would do? I would literally have it be a sex dungeon in the basement. If it isn't now, I would make it and then.
You
have
buy-
oh, you're not supposed to see. I don't know. Just
Buy
to
the
fuck with
property.
you. You ever see? Did you watch the documentary? This is another. I think what's his name covered it. Tim Dillon.
Who took
Tommy
Johnny?
is missing.
Who took
Where's
Johnny?
Tommy Gotch?
Oh,
Johnny.
Yeah, where's
Where's
Johnny?
Johnny?
Yeah.
You see how America's Most Wanted live on the air found a kid's sex dungeon and nobody seemed to give a shit in the world? You see that clip?
No.
Mm-mm.
So one of the kids brings John Walsh
Yeah.
to the compound. He said he was held.
Mhm.
And his story matches up. There's like a fucking basically a sex dungeon for kids. And they find it live on Fox TV. And nothing comes of it. It just goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? Like handcuffs that are like slightly lower
It's
on the
also-
wall?
Sega Saturns. Everything to torture children.
Twin size beds.
There's so much stuff like that. Like, did you see that tweet that Saudi Arabia put out?
With Toronto?
Yeah, they like threatened Canada. They were like, people who meddle in their affairs have bad things happen. They basically implied that they did 9/11.
Yeah.
And they're going to do it to Canada.
But if you do it, I mean, yeah.
Jesus.
Canada. But who, I mean.
Hopefully not on 9/11.
Like, way to pick on like a. That's like being like, I'm going to beat up this 4-year-old. Like,
Yeah.
What do you. Okay.
But it's just funny how everything is just so out in the open, like all the horrible shit that happens. Like, we basically know that the Saudis did 9/11.
Yeah.
And we basically know that we sell weapons to the Saudis.
Yeah.
But everyone's like,
whatever. Until
Everybody
like,
involved
until,
like, nuh-uh.
there's like until like something really big happens, then we have to act all shocked and surprised.
Right.
Wouldn't that suck if Canada
Like,
got
there's no-
attacked on 9/11 and we had to share our memorial
but we
holiday
wouldn't.
with them?
We wouldn't.
We'd be like,
There'd
more
be like
people-
some fucking
more
hack
people
in Long
died,
Island.
and even if more people died, more important people died.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No,
There'd
this
be
is
some-
American 9/11.
There'd be some shitbag open mic comic on Long Island making memes being like, America first on 9/11. First responders died. Who died over there?
He's like, never forget 9/11, but forget the Canadian one.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck Canadians.
Jesus Christ, I love it. It's actually quite terrifying.
By the way, you want to fucking you want to just go oof every 2 seconds. Just follow a bunch of conservative road comics and the memes they post.
I'll tell you what.
They should.
If we want to get into this, because most conservative people in media are taking money from like the Koch brothers to spread that ideology. But imagine being like a conservative comic, I'll say the guy's name. This guy Dave Evans, who fucking like
I don't know him. But one, I'm talking about two very specific ones.
No, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But imagine being one of those guys, and you're not even getting Koch brothers money for that shit.
You're actually ruining your career.
You're ruining your career, and you don't even get like $400 a week from David Koch to spread that fucking shitty ideology.
One guy just posts memes where he talks about Michelle Wolf looking ugly and Whoopi Goldberg should be like kicked off The View.
Yeah.
Who to write? He posted the
and
meme.
he's got like 4,000
Such
followers.
a weird list of enemies.
Why would you? You're trying to become a comedian. You're like literally playing like fucking the back of outhouses for 4 fucking people.
Yeah.
Don't you want to like kind of make it somewhat? Like, and I'm not saying that like you should agree with Whoopi Goldberg, but why ask for her to get fired?
But a lot of, I think they like that. They like that antisocial sort of me against everybody
but it's
mentality.
You're
It's
going
like
nowhere
attention
anyway.
grabbing.
By the way, those are also the first people that are always concerned about being censored. Like,
Yeah.
no, they're going to censor me. Comedy's about saying what you want.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck what you say in a New Jersey fucking outhouse. You fucking scrub.
Yeah, you're not Alex Jones.
No, but I think they like that story. They like that narrative where it's like, and all libertarians are like this too, where it's like, no, I'm the smart one. Everybody else is stupid, and all their followers like feel the exact same way. Because you listen to like stuff like most libertarians, they have this mentality like they're the only smart people on the planet.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
And they're gay. So
Gotta.
yeah.
Like that Asian broad. Your listeners would be so confused. Is this guy liberal or conservative? Because he's shitting on every.
Yeah.
Me.
People have.
Hey, we're aligned with no one.
Hey, you know what?
That's
Fuck
it.
that Asian
Yeah,
broad.
except the Chapo guys who get us listeners. Then we're full on commies, baby. And we'll fucking
Honestly,
I'll fucking send my mom to the guillotine.
We are whatever you want.
Yeah. All right. So Jacobson meets Gennaro Colombo, who, spoiler alert, he's dead now. Oh, it's funny that someone else jumped ahead in the narrative and not you.
Yeah, but he doesn't die because of the McDonald's scam, which would have made it even juicier that Ron McDonald had his brakes cut. Although he could have. We don't know.
Yeah, right.
Ronald McDonald himself had his brakes cut.
No, it's like
send this mob a message.
no, it's the Hamburgler.
Hamburglar,
He's
yeah.
like trying to get clean. He's like the black guy from Heat, and he's trying to like go on the straight and narrow. Like, I need you for this. He's like, all right, one more.
One more.
I'll
Only
cut,
for you,
I'll
Ronald.
cut one more set of brakes.
You
Dude, I
didn't see
love that.
Birdie a lot after 86. I mean, after 96. Might have been her.
Who?
She went into hiding. Remember there was a little birdie?
No.
It was a little birdie girl. Like,
I was always curious about Mayor McCheese and who was the other guy that was like a hamburger?
Mayor McCheese and
Grimace?
Sheriff.
Oh, it was a sheriff.
Cheesy guy too. There was
Who
also
were
a
they?
pirate.
Because I'll tell you, they were only like painted on the window of some
They were in the
McDonald's.
70s
and-
commercial.
Stop talking over me, Ray. And in like Nutley, New Jersey, there was like a specific McDonald's that they were painted on the window. Anyway,
Sorry.
Cool. That's a whole episode too. The McDonald's crime family. I like the idea of like Ronald McDonald like rescuing the Hamburglar, rescuing the Hamburglar from jail, but then still using him to like do his dirty work for him to
recruit children,
stalk a woman who won't return his calls.
Yeah. To take out the enemies of McDonald's.
Yeah. Who would they be if they were a crime family? I guess
assassinate the
Ronald's
Burger
the
King.
boss. Mayor McCheese is like the corrupt politician.
Yeah. And there's also the sheriff.
But Ronald's like, he's not like a mob guy. He's like a corporate, like he's like a corporate guy.
Could Mayor McCheese
who's dirty?
be the guy
Grimace would be the
from
mob guy.
Grimace would be the muscle, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Grimace would be like his like bodyguard.
Yeah.
Who's like,
I picture Mayor McCheese as the guy from The Wire that says like, "Shit."
Oh, Clay Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mayor McCheese is Clay Davis, and the sheriff is like who, like Joe Arpaio, who like locks up McNuggets. He puts McNuggets in cages. And they're like, they are putting chicken McNuggets in cages.
Yeah.
Amy Schumer's like crying about it. All right, I gotta stop being such a piece of shit.
Schumer's great.
All right. Anyway,
where are we next in the story?
okay. So where are we on time? Because this is a big part of the story.
You can stretch. This could be a longer episode if you
All
want.
right, let's do that. Okay, so he meets Gennaro Colombo. Colombo's like, he's born in Sicily, he's raised in Brooklyn, and he moved to South Carolina where he operated nightclubs, underground casinos, and a sports betting ring. And he claimed he was a member of New York's infamous Colombo crime family. That is like debated. Like Gennaro Colombo's parents claim that he wasn't connected to the mob, but he probably was. Just because every Italian's a dirty criminal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Jacobson reveals he's working in promotional gambling. So they kind of like, so this is probably where it becomes a bigger thing because now he meets this guy who's like mobbed up.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, and this is probably where it got like exciting for him too, to be like, all right, I get to. But it's funny, like this starts as something, just a little money making thing on the side, and it grows so much bigger because it's almost like you can't contain your own greed sometimes when you do stuff like this.
I think because you get away with like $1, you're like, let me see if I can get away with $2.
Yeah.
You get away with $2, $3, and then like once you're doing $1 million, it's like, well, I can't
Right.
stop.
Yeah.
That's like eating the first cookie in a bag.
Yeah.
And you're
Right.
like, I have to eat all these cookies.
Death by degrees, you know?
Well, I want to tell you guys a story. So, like, this weekend, I did a gig at a casino in Oklahoma, and I was flying home, and I was taking the New Jersey Transit train home to my parents' house in Hamilton, where my car was. And what happened was I got on the wrong train because the train, like, makes the same stops, and then it diverges. And I got on the wrong train, and I got stuck in South Amboy, and my phone, I had a portable charger, but my phone battery was at, like my phone was at like 7%, and I had to plug in my phone. But the waiting room is locked where the outlets are. And I'm looking around for an outlet, and they have like a 9/11 memorial. Like there's like a piece of 9/11. And I noticed like it's behind a gate, but there's outlets in there. So I'm like, should I do it? Should I climb into this piece of 9/11 to plug in my phone? And there's a police station like right across the street. And I did it, and just that thrill of like doing something.
Yeah. Doing something
was
wrong.
like, I was like, whoa, I really like this.
Yeah.
That adrenaline.
In
and
front
I think
of the
that's
police.
why. Yeah, there was a police station across the
Did
street.
adding
they
to
look
the thrill.
At you, or they didn't even look at you?
They didn't look at me.
No, they didn't care.
But I feel like that's why people will like gamble and why they're comfortable losing. Because like even if you get to play, you get that you know,
The
that
rush.
high, that rush.
Yeah.
It's almost worth the $400 that I lost this weekend.
Yeah.
Nah, $80. Not too bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I lost it really quick though.
What's your games?
I guess blackjack.
Yeah, that's the only way to go. Otherwise, it's just fucking.
Did you do the video blackjack? Or?
No,
I feel like those video machines are rigged. I don't
they
know.
must be. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd rather play humans.
I feel like that's part of what this all comes back to in this episode is like we are like so fearful of scams that it's like if it's not cards in front of me where I'm watching you shuffle, like I don't want to fucking play.
Yeah, like, because how do I know, like, now they have these video poker,
Right.
and people play them seriously. But how do I know that machine, like, there's not a guy that can just hit a button somewhere,
Right.
and I lose everything when they've decided I've won enough.
Or it's like AI and it's like reading your body language and it's like, oh, I better throw this guy a bone
that's,
so he can
like, I feel like a
give
shit
me
like
his
this.
house.
I mean, look, there's probably laws that say like you have to do this honestly.
But
and there's probably people who are like so good at they can figure that out. But yeah, no, it is weird. But also like a blackjack table is like super intimidating.
Really?
Okay.
Why? Is it because you've like gone to a table before and played the wrong way and then somebody like yelled at you?
Yeah, I'm just afraid I'm gonna like fuck up or look stupid.
That's
and I think
so funny.
I think they kind of play off that too. And it was only me and the dealer at the table.
So there wasn't even anyone else.
It wasn't even anyone else. And I just didn't want the guy to think I was like a moron. You know, I don't know. And I think
you can
what?
literally ask them what to do.
You can ask them what to do.
And they'd be like, I would do this because
Right.
they're required to play by a certain set of rules.
Right.
So like they can instruct you or help
Right.
you.
They'll teach you how to play, and they'll like
Exactly.
because they want you to keep playing. But I just feel like a fucking cuck, like asking those questions.
I would be nervous to play if there was like a Texas oil businessman next to me,
Exactly.
like with a woman
Yeah.
on his arm, like boy, hurry up.
or like an Asian, like you're afraid if you put the thing wrong, they're gonna like bark at you like a fucking stray dog.
That's not how you do it.
You ever go to Atlantic City and you go to the roulette table?
I'm picturing
It's
Mike
just like-
going into like a table of like 5 Asians. He's like the last one to take cards, you know, and like all of them have $100 on the table. Mike bets $5.
Yeah.
He takes the dealer's like bust card, and then like they all lose like $600. Mike pushes with 21.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And they all just like barking at him.
How you doing?
Japanese. Yeah, gambling's so intimidating.
Yeah, I don't like doing it that much.
That'd be a fun sketch.
Yeah.
What?
Just you getting intimidated at a blackjack table.
I got this idea for a sketch. It's called Black Seinfeld, and it's like it's Seinfeld, but they're all black.
Yeah.
And they do the same thing the Seinfeld characters do, but they get like the cops called on them. So it's like George eats the eclair out of the garbage, and some lady's like, "There's a criminal in my house. You get out of my trash."
One of the
Like, hey,
cops
Takes
is the
his
main
shirt-
character.
Take his shirt off to pee or something.
What's that?
Remember George taking his shirt off to pee and poop?
Oh yeah.
It's a black man exposing himself.
Or like Kramer swimming. You could have Leslie Jones play Kramer.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That show better fucking hire me. God damn it. Anyway. Okay, boys. So now Gennaro Colombo is a classic mafia personality. He wants to be an actor. He was obsessed with The Godfather and had ambitions of becoming an actor. And he agreed to waive a giant car key in a McDonald's commercial. Instead of the sports car, he took the money. His wife, Robin Colombo, told me. He was a big guy. A Viper? No. So, yeah, he can't fit in the Viper.
Yeah.
He's like Johnny Sack's wife with the Maserati. Please finish Sopranos so you know what the fuck I'm talking about.
You finish Sopranos?
Oh no, not yet.
He's on like season 2.
What?
After
Season
9
3 now,
years.
yeah.
Yeah.
You got? Come on.
Yeah.
I play too much Fortnite now.
Fortnite got nothing on Sopranos.
Yeah. That's
I mean,
true.
Fortnite barely has anything on Donkey Kong.
So these two guys kind of become friends. Now this is interesting. Uncle Jerry's money was funded from a Colombo run business. And then Jacobson sent other opportunities to the Colombos. So Gennaro Colombo has a wife named Robin, and they get married in like 34. She likes the mafia, lifestyle. But late one night, she was stoned and rifling through the kitchen for a snack
This is so good.
when she finds in her freezer a mysterious plastic bag. Inside was a single gray-colored M&M candy, which was part of a promotional contest, she said. In 1997, the Mars Candy Company launched a competition to find an imposter M&M, along with a game piece that made the winner an instant millionaire. Mars does not respond to inquiries, but records show that a company that produced promotional materials for Mars merged with Simon Marketing in 1997. So Colombo suddenly appeared behind her, grabbed the bag, and goes, "Do not eat this!" She's like, "Hi." The thing's worth like $1 million.
$1 million M&M.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, this guy keeps giving game pieces away. Now, I think we'll get into that a little later. But he always picked people that were far enough away from him to help with the scam. I flushed multi-million-dollar tickets down the toilet, he said. But I think another way that he convinced people to go in on this scam was because he was like, listen, a lot of people just throw these winning game pieces away. And he was like, McDonald's wants winners because then their sales increase by like 38%.
Yeah.
So some fucking poor schlub is like, oh my God, somebody won a PlayStation. So he's like, I'll eat in McDonald's.
Yeah. I'm going to
Yeah.
win my kid a PlayStation.
Yeah.
Well, they were giving away Sega Saturns. I just saw that commercial, so they should have been giving away PlayStation. They would have made more money.
Do you like McDonald's food? We'll probably wrap up in a bit, but do you enjoy their food?
It's got its place. You know, it's not great, but you know, I love a McFlurry. And then it's like I'll always like my friend worked at McDonald's and he taught me like he's like always make a small modification to your order so that way it's not food that's just been sitting there. So if it's like you get like a McChicken, get it like a McChicken with light mayo. So they have to make it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I like it every now and then. I mean, I can't eat it every day, but there'll be times where I'm like fucking angry at the world and I'm like, fuck it, McDonald's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, they opened up a Domino's like 2 doors down from me, and it's always super. There's always delivery guys coming and going. People, it's always
Right.
super busy. And I got a pizza there the other night because I was working on a writing packet, and I just had to. But god damn it, it just tasted like fucking cardboard.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Yeah, but you're a hero walking by that laundromat with Domino's and it's not Papa John's.
It's true.
Domino's is better than Papa John's.
It is.
Yeah.
So there's
Socially,
something worse.
too.
There's something worse than Domino's.
Yeah, it's Papa John's.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right.
You're like walking by all those wise old black men and you're like, at least it's not Papa John's, hey fella.
Domino's makes good cheesy bread and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that, like, you really have to consciously decide who you're going to support with your money, because these fucking giant corporations have so much money to just fuck around with,
Yeah.
and they're serving you like garbage.
Do you have
know?
Amazon
So
Prime?
if you have the money, Deb does.
Yeah.
Why?
Me too. I'm just saying, like, I'm guilty of it with like certain products.
Oh, like Whole Foods and stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Like Jeff Bezos is getting me with my Prime.
Who's Jeff Bezos?
He's a Amazon
Amazon guy.
billionaire.
Oh, okay, sorry. Thought he was a food guy.
Yeah.
Well, should we wrap up there?
What do you feel about McDonald's?
I ate it the other night. I had some chicken, some chicken strips and some fries. I was just hungry, and I got back to the city like really late because it was the night that I missed that train.
Yeah.
And I'm just back in the city, and I'm like, I want to eat something, and you're like, fuck it, it's late. You're in that like self-sabotage mode anyway.
Yeah, you
where
are.
You're like, fuck it, I'm hungry. I gotta
And you
eat.
know
That's
what
when
it
I always
is.
had McDonald's.
It's that or like, what are you going to do? Crown fried chicken? No.
No, I don't want to
sometimes.
get. Yeah,
I don't want to get shot.
God, I've seen people be such pieces of shit in Crown Fried Chicken. That brings
Same.
out the worst. And I've seen people just be like.
There's something about ordering behind bulletproof glass that
When I
brings
lived on
it out of
Chauncey
me.
Street, when I lived on Chauncey
Yeah.
Street, this kid, he's probably like in his 20s. He was just being such a cocksucker to the like Arab guy that worked behind the counter. He's like, "Yeah, I want this, this, and this. Now get to making it." And he's like ordering the guy and like being a tough guy with him.
Yeah.
And then one guy was in there. He was like,
He was trying to
"All
impress
right."
you.
You think?
I think so, yeah.
I'm like, who's that? is that Biggie Smalls over there? And then there was another guy who's like, yeah, give me this. He's like, now what you gonna give me free? And he like made the guy give him like a free soda.
What?
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
And
It
you know,
worked.
you don't see that
Yeah.
shit happen at McDonald's, which is why
No.
that's your go-to
Yeah,
3
That's
a.m.
why
place.
it's yeah.
I love seeing a strong black woman manager at McDonald's curse out a customer. It's one of the few joys in life you'll
Oh
have.
yeah, you saw that video, right, of the lady like attack the
Yeah, body slam the girl after she threw a milkshake in her face.
Is this
Well,
at
yeah,
McDonald's
but-
or
yeah,
Burger King?
at McDonald's, and the lady who was who got body slammed was like trying to fill up a water cup with soda.
Oh,
and it
really?
led to a big altercation. But you know what? That's a fucking scumbag thing to do.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, it's a victimless crime, but you're insulting the intelligence
also-
Right.
of the
and you got
employee.
caught. You're supposed to walk away once you get caught.
But
Yeah.
also soda there now, any size is only $1.
Oh,
Mhm.
really?
Yeah, so it's like, why can't you just get the $1?
Homeless people are
Yeah.
buying their sodas at
I know.
McDonald's.
You get a large soda for $1.
Yeah.
Paying free refills. So,
Speaking of Pizzagate, I wrote a sketch for my SNL packet where it's like a dating app for Trump supporters.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, and it's like these two people meet and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe they find each other and they go to a pizza restaurant and they pull out a gun. They're like, this is a citizen's investigation. What the fuck's going on here?
Let me see your basement.
Yeah.
Do you have Eric and Ivanka getting married? Brother and sister, like they're the only two people on the app.
Well, she's already married, so I don't know if that would work. She's
Fair.
married. She's married to Jared Kushner. And
I was just pitching you
they have kids together.
anyway.
Yeah. No, there's a good amount of people who support.
Yeah, there's
Donald
a ton
Trump.
of Trump supporters.
Yeah.
They're very angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, well,
Sorry, the episode was late.
yeah. Sorry, it was late, you guys. Well, you'll be back, right?
Yeah. Why not?
I'm gonna finish reading this article, and then we'll do a part 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm down. You didn't read the whole article yet?
No.
Okay. I read the
I
whole
tried to
article.
read
It's
it. And
17 pages.
Matt was talking to me about Szechuan
See, when I read
sauce.
when I read things on the phone, I don't realize how many pages these
Right.
articles are.
How long did it take you to read it?
Half hour.
Half hour.
Dude, Mike got so mad at me for mentioning Szechuan sauce and Rick and Morty.
No.
You know, because like employees were stealing cups with all the game pieces on it.
No.
And like they did the same thing with Szechuan sauce.
Yeah, but the Szechuan sauce though isn't big bucks, is it?
I think so, because they were able to sell it on eBay when it was like the first shortage.
I tried to watch that show, but that's one of those shows where like the fan base is so unbearable that I can't even find it funny.
Right.
But just tune out the fan base.
I should, I know, but they just.
Did you watch Pickle Rick?
No, I didn't watch that. A good episode.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just watched a few in the first season. I haven't gotten past.
Yeah.
You were about to go off.
I wasn't
Queen.
yelling you. Yeah, thank you, King. I wasn't yelling at you about Szechuan sauce. I was upset because we had literally an hour and a half to put this episode together, and I'm trying to read the article and familiarize myself with this story, and you're fucking talking at me about goddamn fucking Szechuan sauce because you don't understand what a fucking nightmare it is to put this show together and do it.
Mike comes over an hour
Because
early.
I do everything.
First thing he does is shit in the bathroom and leave the door open.
But do you see how he's like, he doesn't
Yeah.
understand like the work that goes into this?
Yeah, no, that's a big article.
Yeah.
He just shows up and smiles.
I was the one
then
that
he gets
came up
mad
with
at
the
me,
entire using the article.
And then he gets mad at me for yelling at him. He gets like upset with me for yelling at him.
I don't get upset.
Yeah, this is a big article.
I think you're a creative genius who's allowed to beat his wife.
But see, now you're being, well, now you're being like sarcastic.
No, to some degree, I feel like you could be a little bit of a diva, and it's allowed. No, like for real. Like I think like if you had a writer that was like requiring like a comedy club,
But right.
to
I
give
don't
you
see him having a writer though. I
Okay,
I've
but like,
met
what
comedians.
was one of our most successful episodes? Probably the one with Matt Kreisman about the assassinations.
Yeah.
So that was particularly hard for me because I had to number one research. I had to number two like listen and respond to Matt. Right. And then I had to number three like follow the narrative of the story and keep the show on track. And what the fuck did you do? What the fuck did you do?
Well, let's see here. I showed up and set up the podcast equipment, and I
Right,
was your foil.
So,
you know,
so
I'm
really-
the one that sets you off.
so really, like, you could just technically come set up the podcast equipment and leave. Like,
Go do stuff.
That technically could
feel
be
like-
that technically could be your job.
That could work, but I would have to make you angry before you started, just to give you the juice. You know?
Or maybe I'm too angry.
Oh, that's possible.
You know? I mean, I can stop this recording right now. Watch. What is it? The red button?
Yep.
See that, folks? I stopped the recording all by myself. What an easy fucking job Matt has. Am I right? I do want to. That would have been a good way to end the episode, but
Right.
we want to do some plugs. So
Definitely. Let's start with
October.
Ray.
All right, start with Ray. Ray, what do you got?
My album is out on Bandcamp, so if you go to Bandcamp, it's called Ray Gootz Comedy Go Down Swinging. The best part about that is it's name your price. So if you want to get the album, support me. It's you can download for free, but don't be a prick.
Is it on Spotify? The album?
Not yet. No,
Okay.
I gotta get on there. I just have it on Bandcamp.
Okay. One thing I do is like what I like to do is I will listen to someone's album and just Venmo them $10.
Oh, that might be a good idea. Okay, so Venmo me money too, Ray, at Ray Gootz. I'm on Venmo.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to get on Spotify. I got to get on all those other platforms. I haven't done it yet, but
Yeah.
it's
That's
on
a good
Bandcamp.
way. And then the money goes right to the artist.
Yeah.
We are so close in not just the entertainment business, but the healthcare business. Maybe like to cutting out these fucking parasitic
but you know
middlemen.
They constantly find ways not to. I mean, YouTube was a big way of people cutting it out. Now they're like putting so many restrictions on people there. They're always going to find a way.
You can't even say you can't even call a Sandy Hook mother a cunt
I know.
without getting kicked off.
I know. What the fuck is our society going? By the way, I mean, I hate to go off track real quick, but I love how the people who were so upset about James Gunn's tweets now just don't give a shit about the dead kids of Sandy Hook. Like, he's got the right to say fuck them, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, because they were
Yeah, because like they're like he should have the right to say that it's all a lie.
Yeah, it's
also
just
James Gunn should have the right to make jokes about fucking kids in the ass.
when it helps me, I'm gonna use it. When it hurts me, no.
Yeah.
It's just weird how fucking selective it is.
Yeah.
Like people there were people who responded to the James Gunn thing being like, well, now the right is like, hey, we control you too and get you fired. But it's like, okay, so now you're supposedly always for free speech, and now you're on the side of the trolls who are getting people fired.
Yeah.
It's literally insane. Anyway, the only sane people are me, Ray Gootz, and Matt Anderson. So keep listening, keep supporting us. October 3rd, we got a live show at Helium in Philly. We'll have more details on that soon, but that date is confirmed. So try to please come to that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try to do a trial live show sometime before then in New York.
We'll try to do it, in New
and
York.
We'll release that.
Yeah, because Matt isn't sure he can plug his equipment into a speaker, so we gotta we gotta fucking make sure.
Yeah, that's right.
And guys, I know you might think that all we do is talk about pedophiles for an hour, but you know there is work that goes into this. If you're Matt Anderson, you don't think that there is, but
yeah.
You know, it's like you put the show together. It's like you book the guests, then you have to do the research, then you have to figure out how to incorporate the guest into the research.
Yeah,
so,
and this is all in between our busy moving job schedules.
You can't just what is that? Is that a dig
No,
at me?
that's not. That's like you worked 50 hours or something in the last 3 days. So, you know, if you pop on over to Patreon.
I'm working like a fucking Chinese 7-year-old.
Sit down pod. Go ahead and support Mike and the podcast and me over there so we can quit these moving jobs. Right?
You couldn't last one day in a moving job.
What are you talking about? I'm strong.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to do a job with me?
No, I've got the film gig where I make $250 a day. So
it's pretty good. I bet your mom's in a shack somewhere, beating clothes with a rock. She's real proud.
Fuck you.
And then Ray, you did your plugs. All right, I guess that's it, everybody.
Listen to my 20-year-old movie podcast too. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry the episode was late, but like I said, I'm working like a goddamn dog.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you next time for part 2. Bye-bye.